Tonight, all you need to do is lie still and let me light a very small lantern in your heart. The rest, the story and I will take care of. There is a hillside of grass where the rainbow patiently comes back one more time, just to wait for you. There is a violet and blue-edged star whose only job is to guard the door of dreams. And there is a possible, but you know it's true, because there are signs that only appear when you are present. You are the main character. Not in the cliché, it's someone's turn to shine way, but in the quiet way of, you are here, and you are being listened to. Hear every detail, from a dust mote of sunlight clinging to your eyelashes, to the grain of wood beneath your resting hand, to the tiny murmur of wind slipping past the hem of your coat, is a prop carefully placed for a scene that plays out in extreme slow motion, just for you. I won't hurry you faster than you want to go. I'll walk half a step ahead, only to draw back the curtain, plump the pillow, and then gently step aside. If you're wondering, do I need to do anything? You don't. But if you want to, you can rest a hand on your lower belly for a moment, as if telling your body, tonight, we're on leave. You can adjust your pillow a little. Pull the blanket up just one fingertip higher. Turn your face toward where there is a faint strand of cool air. You can close your eyes as if closing a notebook, knowing every unfinished page will stay exactly where it is until morning. And if it's truly needed, it will wait. It will not run away from you. I will use words that are soft but not weak, enough but not rambling. Sometimes there will be sentences as long as a deep breath that fills your whole chest. And then there will be short sentences, like a gentle nod. I want you to feel guided, following someone who knows the way, so that you're allowed to let your guard down without feeling unsafe. If there is one rule for tonight, it's this: no trying. No trying to fall asleep. No trying to feel. Maybe it was a day you barely remember anything about except that you kept trying. Here, I won't ask you to be positive. I won't teach you to think differently right away. Here, I'll just keep the rain off, lay out a place to rest, and tend the fire. If this story carries you down faster, please follow the channel so next time you only need one tap to fall asleep right where you left off. If you feel your heart soften even a little, please like so the algorithm understands that this is the kind of gentle content worth bringing to more people. And if you have a friend who hasn't slept deeply for many nights, please share. A small lantern, lit in the right place, can be enough for a whole room. Now, I'll open the first door. Not an old wooden door that creaks, but a layer of afternoon slowly dissolving to reveal Cloverridge under a sky that's about to draw back its light. Roofs resting against the slopes of the hills, low wooden fences planted at garden edges, paving stones still holding a little warmth from the day. You stand there with a small wicker basket in your hand, knowing there is a rumor waiting for you in the square. A rumor about a sage who will arrive tomorrow morning and speak your name in a voice that cannot be mistaken. But not yet. We'll walk slowly across the stone bridge curved like a smile, Ashbrook Bridge. Watch the water under its belly run clear and bright. Listen to a distant water wheel turning, and let each step you place on the road feel like placing a small stone that restores balance to the scale inside you. Are you ready? If a thought wants to push forward, let it sit in the back row. Tonight, it gets to listen too, but it doesn't get to drive. And now, let's go. I'll lead you across the meadow to Lantern Square, where the first string of flags is being tied between two lampposts, and where the rumor begins to grow a shape, a color, and a heartbeat. If you feel your eyelids have just slipped down one notch, that's the right sign. Leave them that way. The rest, I will tell. Whatever needs you, I'll call softly. And if at any point in our journey you forget what you're listening to, even better. That's how a sleep story does its work. Gentle, steady, long enough until you hold on to one single thing. You are safe. Part 2. The series and how to listen. You are at the center. Imagine a lantern waiting right at the handle of the night's door. The moment you touch it, warm gold blossoms. The dark room falls back by half, and the path ahead appears just enough for you to see the first few steps. On this journey, you are not a character being told about, but the central figure. Every detail tilts itself toward you. The lantern light drawing a soft halo on your cheek, the scent of dry wood easing your shoulders down, the faintest strings in the far distance laying a backdrop for your breathing. Each land we pass through is not a map on paper, but a map of sensations laid right into your body, so that every step becomes a little test. Is it warmer? Is it softer? Is it safer? The itinerary of this night season goes like this. Cloverridge, the homeland of hills, where silvered slopes swell like sleeping waves, the balcony of the night formed by darkened wooden fences honey-lit at the edges. Lanterns hang low, honey gold, bright enough to show the pebbled road, not so bright that your eyes must strain. And in the middle of the little square floats the smell of freshly baked bread, tangled with the scent of drying wool, all just to remind us of the rhythm of enough. Lantern Vale, the hidden Fey Valley. Veils of mist as thin as gauze, stone steps furred with moss that glows from within, tiny gleam lights no bigger than a fingernail drifting like gentle sentries of sleep. Here, you learn the letter long, deep listening to butterfly wings brush leaves, to the river at the forest edge whispering, to the way night teaches people to use fewer words to live with more peace. Iron Deep Halls, the kingdom of the deep mining smiths, far under the rock, where the ancient hammer's blows are now only a distant low note like the mountain's own heartbeat. The smell of warm iron mixed with clean burning wood, amber light spilling from gold-veined ore. This is where anchor points are forged. You learn to stand steady without stiffening, solid without strain. Aurelia Grove, the golden forest, leaves like a river of light, each one a small mirror returning to you a face that has rested. Resin and sun-filled honey swirl together on the air, while a faraway string ensemble draws one thin line of sound to carry us through the last stretch of night, the stretch that no longer needs words, only drifting. The spine of the series is the slow rhythm. We'll pass through each land with scenes long and calm enough for the brain to shift from thinking to feeling. When the brain's chatter quiets, the body begins to speak. When the body speaks, sleep finds its way. How to listen so the night can do the night's work. You don't have to try to sleep. Sleep is the result of your body believing it is safe. So we'll install a few tiny habits, small but strong as the bolts on a door. Posture. Lie on your side or on your back as you prefer. Let the back of your neck be supported in a rounded, natural way. Set both shoulders down, not holding anything up. Pull the blanket up 1 finger width higher than usual. That's the just warm enough your body trusts. Light. If you can, let a tiny, warm gold light stay somewhere just outside your field of vision, like a Cloverridge lantern. Your brain reads safe more easily when there is a soft, friendly light. Sound. A gentle background like faraway strings. No lyrics, no crescendos, so your heart no longer has to conduct. Sound becomes a rail you can touch lightly and not cling to. Scent. A hint of dry wood, or a thread of warm mint. Smell is the shortcut that leads your nervous system back to its familiar home. Not keeping up with the story? Perfect. Let the words swim on their own. Sleep is the goal. The story is only the boat. The repeat technique. Replaying at low volume 1 through 2 times. At the end of each episode, the entire journey will replay once or twice at a softer volume, slower pace, with shorter sentences and slightly blurred images. That's when your brain, now familiar with the path, lets go of watch duty and allows you to slide into deeper sleep without jerking awake because you've lost the plot. The replay doesn't add new details. It only keeps the old ones warm, like another thin blanket laid on top. If you've already drifted off before the repeat begins, all the better. If you're hovering between awake and asleep, the repeat will gently carry you over the edge. You are at the center, setting expectations the right way. The whole series is a structured sleep ritual: opening the door, Cloverridge, lighting the background, Lantern Vale, forging the anchor, Iron Deep Halls, returning you to calm light, Aurelia Grove. Each place you pass leaves a small anchor inside your body. Your shoulders remember the feeling of pine weave cloak hugging them where must, should, have to slip off their empty shell. Your chest remembers the distant string line, so your heart can lock into that tempo without a conductor. Your nose remembers the scent of dry wood, a hearth memory that flips the rest switch. Your skin remembers lantern light, that thin, warm border where the world softens by half a tone. You don't have to track the plot. Your job is to breathe and allow. The rest, light, scent, sound, rhythm, will do their own work. A short, very effective entering the night ritual. Before we depart, we'll breathe so your body has time to believe tonight is safe. We'll use 1 3-2-4-2-5 round to unlock the inner doors. Inhale for 3 through the nose, as if pulling a silver thread from the lantern's rim into your chest. 1, 2, 3. Hold for 4, as if cradling a tiny droplet of light in your palm without squeezing, without dropping. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 5 through the mouth, as if fogging a window pane just enough to blur the outside world into a gentle backdrop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Repeat 5 times. On the last round, whisper a thin phrase, not a spell, just an address where your thoughts can go and settle. It is safe to rest now. When your body hears this line inside your breathing, the nervous system shifts from guard duty to repair work. The handrails you can hold if you wake by accident. The lantern. Imagine a small golden halo at the edge of your vision. Inhale 3, hold 4, exhale 5. The halo softens one more notch. Dry wood. Remember the smell of sun-warmed wood now by the fire. Exhale and let your shoulders drop half a centimeter. Faraway strings. Hear that thin, sustained line with no drama. Let your heart move with it instead of ahead of it. The coat hem. Touch the edge of your blanket or pillow as if it were pine weave's border. That's the cue for go deeper. A gentle departure note and a small, friendly reminder. When you follow, like, and share, you're hanging another lantern at the head of this night alley. Each lantern is a doorway of light for someone else to find their way back to sleep. And for me, it's a very warm signal. Keep the rhythm, keep telling. But even if you only listen, that is already enough. Tonight, this series belongs to you, and each episode will give a name to a very particular pocket of calm inside your chest. Now let's do a practice lap, with no rush, no tallying of results. Cloverridge. You walk through the lantern-lit square, hear the very distant threads of string music like a fine line of silver. The smell of dry wood from the eaves pulls you back closer to your own body. Inhale 3. Lantern Vale. The mist lifts your heels. Above you, gleam lights blink just enough to keep the path from going dark. Hold 4. Iron Deep Halls. Stone underfoot is warm like the back of a guardian. The low note under your soles is steady as a kindly clock. Exhale 5. Aurelia Grove. Golden leaves act as mirrors, returning to you a lighter version of yourself. The last breeze carries a hint of honey. The night lays a hand on your shoulder. This is enough. If your eyelids are as heavy now as 2 shells slowly closing, let them close. If you still hear me faintly, remember that at the end, the entire journey will replay once more, maybe twice, so you can slide down into deeper layers without effort. You carry nothing but your breath. The rest, lanterns, dry wood, strings, and the 4 lands, are already set, waiting for you to step into the lead role of your own story. Ready? Give the smallest nod, even if only in thought. The lantern ahead has lit. The wind has lowered its voice. Faraway strings draw a soft note. You are at the center. And tonight, every door opens toward you. Part 3. Breathwork. 3, 2, 4 to 5. Lock the day's door, open the night's. Before we take even one more step along the gentle road of night, I place in your palm a tiny key that can open every door that needs opening and lock every door that needs locking. A ritual so simple it's almost invisible. But when done in the right rhythm, body and mind hear each other perfectly, like 2 old friends finally rediscovering their shared language again. Inhale 3, hold 4. No effort, no perfection, only the right rhythm, the right attitude, and the right slowness for your nervous system to trust that the day's shift has ended, the night has clocked in, and every alarm in your system quietly goes off, like lights dimming one by one in a house, leaving only one small golden lantern at the porch, warm and soft, round and calm. We start by lying still, or leaning back if your body is calling for that small pleasure of resting against something. The back of your neck is supported in a gentle curve, your chin slightly tucked, so your neck becomes a soft, straight line. Your shoulders no longer tensed in the shape of must, but surrendering their weight entirely to pillow, blanket, and whatever surface is holding you up. Your blanket drawn up just one more finger width. Enough warmth, not stifling. A tiny signal, but one the brain reads as a clear order. Safe. And you close your eyes halfway, so the lantern's rim of light blurs, but still glows at the edge of your world. And as the world shifts half a tone softer, you hear your own voice say slowly, very slowly, we will lock the day's door and open the night's door with the 3, 4, 5 rhythm. The first round, we don't try for depth. We simply inhale 3 through the nose, like pulling a silver thread through a quiet loop. 1, 2, 3. Hold for 4, like holding a bead of light in your palm. Not squeezing, not dropping. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 5 through the mouth, as if gently clouding a window, until what's outside becomes a soft, friendly backdrop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the end of 5, you let your shoulders fall exactly half a centimeter. So small no one would see, but loud enough for your nervous system to hear, the knock on the rest switch. The second round, same rhythm, but during the hold of 4, you whisper inside one brief sentence, like a card slipped under a stack of books. Let yesterday go. Not erasing, not denying, just placing yesterday back on its proper shelf. See unfinished conversations, unsent messages, slips of the tongue, missed appointments, all thinning out like old paper slipped into envelopes, sealed with a gentle breath, slid into the drawer labeled yesterday. The drawer closed so softly its edges don't knock. Then exhale for 5, long and smooth, letting your chest expand just enough, like a window freshly oiled. No sticking, no scraping. The third round, inhale 3 again, but this time invite your forehead to warm a notch, like someone laying a warm cloth between your brows, so the muscles that usually frown understand their shift is over. Hold for 4 with a small phrase. Let today go. Successes and missteps, praise and irritation, items checked and unchecked on your list. Everything gathered like leftover threads after a day of sewing, wound into a tidy ball, placed in a cloud-lined box, its lid closed without a sound. Exhale for 5 to soften your belly. Let the abdominal muscles stop playing the role of armor. Let breath move in and out like a small apple resting in a cupped hand, calm, not touching the edges. The fourth round, again, inhale 3, but now notice your hands and feet warming from inside out, not the sudden heat of haste, but a deep, flowing warmth, like embers under ash pushing a gentle line of heat to your fingertips, pulling life back up to the surface without fuss. Hold for 4 with a reminder. Let tomorrow go. Not abandoning it, just entrusting it to the night, because the night has its own craft. Sorting, mending, rounding the corners, returning a smoother frame to the morning. You simply write the word tomorrow on an invisible slip of paper and place it on the dark wooden desk of a kind darkness. Exhale for 5, like walking a soft downhill path, letting your shoulders drop one more notch and permitting your heart to leave its long-distance running stance. The fifth round lets your body memorize all this as a feeling. Inhale 3 and invite your forehead to warm. Hold 4 and invite your shoulders to fall. Exhale 5 and feel your chest widen, your belly soften, your limbs grow warm. You don't need to name each part anymore. Just drop the word enough into the third beat of your breath out. A word that isn't an argument, but a weight that gently settles you to the ground. If anywhere you find a tiny knot, a stubborn muscle, a thought refusing to sit, you can gift it half a shortened round, the way you'd spread a small extra blanket over a stubborn but beloved child. Now you let your breathing run on its own like a well-tuned instrument that no longer needs attending. You shift into a soft, smooth, rounded body scan, its pauses carefully spaced so each region receives its gift without stealing from another. Forehead and temples. Imagine a faint, warm line drawn across them, like someone sketching with a fire pencil in a feather-light hand. Tiny veins loosen, and a smile in your eyes, not in your mouth, gently asks the wrinkles to step back. Eyelids and cheeks. Lay the words "lighter now" over them. With each exhale, let those words sink by a hair's breadth until your eyelids grow heavy in that allowed, welcome way. Jaw and tongue. Let the tip of your tongue drift from the roof of your mouth, your lower jaw glide down as smoothly as a well-waxed drawer. The secret grinding of thought eases with it. Neck and shoulders. Picture yourself unbuckling an invisible backpack you've worn too many hours, setting it down beside you, hearing a soft thump that only your bones can hear. Chest and back. As you inhale, a window opens wide and round. As you exhale, the window shuts gently. Your back rests against the surface beneath, as if resting inside a warm stone bowl. Belly and waist. Let your belly swell like a small boat. Sink like that boat touching shore. No pushing, no pulling. Everything is calm. Hips, thighs, knees. Each joint is a button. Exhale and the button slips open. Knees sink a fraction lower into a soundless, comprehensible ease. Shins, ankles, feet, toes. Warm, warmer, deep warm. Like small lanterns lighting up one by one along the path home. Between each of these points, we leave structured silence so your nervous system can memorize the blueprint of this new calm. Inside that silence, you may smell the dry wood pulling itself up from memory. Hear a faint string line in the distance like a silver thread pulled taut through the air. See the pale border of a lantern hanging low on a porch. Everything knitting itself into one backdrop where soft, warm, round, calm are the four supports of your sleep. If a thought barges in, am I doing this right? What if I forget in a moment? Tomorrow I have that thing. Don't argue. Don't attempt to win. Just name it quickly. Doubt, forgetting, tasks. Then slide it into the proper drawer. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. As if posting letters in a box. Shut the lid softly. Return to the 3-4-5 rhythm and whisper, "It is safe to rest now." This sentence doesn't chase the thoughts away. It gives them a chair, a blanket, and a cup of warm water. Thoughts with a seat of their own don't need to grab the wheel. We sketch a 10-step staircase for you down into the quieter level. Each step a tiny touch. Each pause between steps, giving your heart time to match the tempo. 10. You hear the day's door lock with a gentle click. 9. You see the porch lantern bloom gold. 8. Your forehead warms. The furrow between your brows flattens like a still pond. 7. Shoulders fall. The shoulder blades stop holding up the sky. 6. Chest expands. The window, freshly oiled, opens smoothly. 5. Belly softens. The little boat docks. 4. Arms and legs grow warmer. Lights along the path flick on. 3. The word enough appears, round and light, needing no explanation. 2. The sentence, "It is safe to rest now," passes your lips, but feels like it rises from your chest. 1. The night's door opens. The kind darkness lays a hand on your back and supports you. Now, if you wish, we add 3 locks to seal the structure we've just built. Lock 1. Yesterday. Inhale 3, hold 4 with the sentence, "Choosing to leave it for tomorrow is also a decision." Exhale 5 until warmth reaches the lowest part of your belly. Lock 2. Today. Inhale 3, hold 4, and watch all the lists dissolve like salt in warm water. Exhale 5 to let your shoulders drop. Lock 3. Tomorrow. Inhale 3, hold 4, and place that tomorrow slip on the wooden desk. Exhale 5 and nod gently. Night has taken the shift. If between these rounds your ears catch imagined sounds, the strings receding, the quiet breathing of wood under fire, wind passing the edge of the roof, Let them become handrails. You don't have to cling, only brush your fingertips along them. If you hear nothing but your own breath, that is best of all. The conductor is back on the podium. At this point, your body's ritual of relaxation is complete. Your inner engine has changed tracks. Your mind has a chair of its own. The noise has a waiting room. You may open your eyes by the width of a single blade of grass, and the scene will have shifted. Evening light has just touched down on Cloverridge, hills breathing like slow-backed waves beneath the last of the sun. Lanterns strung along the fences have begun their first setting. Honey amber, not glaring, but enough to outline the eaves. The smell of rising dough drifts from some kitchen along a narrow lane to the crack in your window, and then straight to your nose. A soft, warm, round, calm layer spreads down your spine. Far away, strings pull a long note, and your heart recognizes its own refrain. While very close, your 3, 4, 5 breath continues its thin, clear stream, not asking for credit, only whispering that the day's door is locked, the night's door open, and you, the central character of this story, are ready to step into the scene with a footstep as light as a comma, so the story can keep rocking you while your body sleeps. Part 4. Cloverridge at Dusk. News of Sage Aldren. This evening's sunset settles over Cloverridge like a thin silk scarf someone has just released, the soft fold of the sky grazing the hillsides, so the whole hometown looks like a gentle creature curled up and breathing steadily, each breath carrying the smell of sun-dried straw, dry wood, and yeasty bread from small kitchens with their doors ajar. All of it weaving into a warmth that is deep, old, and very skilled at lulling a traveler who has been away too many days. You pull your pine weave cloak up exactly one more knuckle. Let the edge of the fabric touch your collarbone like a quiet reminder. Tonight is peaceful. Tonight we go slow. Tonight we listen more than we think. The stone slope leads you down toward Lantern Square, small as the palm of a hand, but tonight it seems larger, widened by the golden light blooming one by one along the wooden posts holding lengths of bunting, and by the villagers' voices floating lightly through the air like ribbons in children's hair. Children streak past, leaving behind the smell of sugar treats and new wool. Women carry trays of bread out to their porches, warmth still hovering above the loaves like a thin, sweet mist, and you hear the very soft crack of a knife through the crust, enough to make well-mannered stomachs quietly ring their bells. In one corner, an elder is testing a paper lantern, lighting it, setting the lid, lifting it to see if the light spreads evenly, then blowing it out, polishing the glass with a bit of cotton. Every gesture slow and exact, the way a string player tunes a violin one last time before a performance. The sounds of the late market pull back and back again, like a curtain of noise slowly drawing closed, leaving behind just enough background. The clink of a spoon against a pot, the thud of a foot on wooden boards, the half-formed chuckle of someone who suddenly remembers something and swallows the rest of their laugh. Farther off, wind threads itself through the hedges, carrying lemongrass and cinnamon and the edge scent of flour toasted at the corners, which opens very old drawers in your body's memory. Evening sitting on doorsteps with soil on your ankles. Stories with no conflict, but enough to slow your eyelids. You walk one slow loop of Lantern Square as if moving through a lesson in warm light. Glass lanterns hung low, pouring round pools of gold onto the stone. Paper lanterns painted with maple leaves, stars, carp, the light inside them so gentle that the designs on paper seem to move. People are rehearsing for the night of lanterns, stringing lights from one end of the square to the other, trying big lanterns and small lanterns in alternation so the wind can rock them without letting them clash and clatter. And on the makeshift wooden stage, a small band is checking the pitch of their strings. The E had slipped a little with the early night chill, and when it finally locks into place, you feel that distant violin line run across your chest like a strand of silver thread, smooth and without catching. At the edge of the market, a whispered message walks and rises like yeast in a bowl of dough. Sage Aldren is coming to Cloverridge. They say tomorrow morning. At first, only a breath, very small, in the mouth of a fruit seller, then half a sentence tumbling from an apprentice's lips as he ties up lanterns, then a full story on the tongue of a baker between trays of bread. And though everyone tries to keep their voices low, the words Sage, Aldren, tomorrow morning seem to have their own invisible wires, finding one another and linking together, glittering like fireflies who had made an appointment, while your heart receives them and drops half a beat, like the moment when a long-awaited letter finally lands on your table. You stop at a bread stall. The baker, hands dusted with flour, presses a piece of crusty, butter-slick bread into your hand and says, "Taste it to warm your fingers." And when the crust meets your teeth with that soft crisp, the butter scent lifts the cinnamon, and another kitchen opens in your mouth, the kitchen of childhood, where a wooden chair is pulled close to the stove, and the fire whispers against the pot in an ancient tongue. Inside that sound, you hear them speak of the sage. Wherever he walks, the grass turns one shade greener. Wherever he stays, the house sleeps one layer deeper. He knows how to listen as if his ears were placed underground. Others add, "The rumor is he's coming because of a private appointment." They lower their voices as though putting a secret directly into your hands. Someone in Cloverridge has been chosen. You smile, a smile that doesn't need teeth, just the curve of your lips. You set the bread down and glance quickly toward Ashbrook Bridge, the arch of stone curved like a half-finished song over the Silverwash River. And in that exact moment, the rumor becomes an inner confirmation. You know he's coming for you, not because of some dramatic reason, but a reason so simple it's hard to name. A promise written in breath over many nights as you practiced breathing 3, 4, 5. And an older, warm voice glided along the edges of the count saying, "When you are ready, I will come." You leave Lantern Square with a small cloth bag carrying just enough: a loaf of bread, a pouch of dried fruit, a flask filled with this afternoon's Silverwash water, and a slender sheet of paper for writing the name of the night. And sometimes you feel the bag lighten along with your heartbeat, as if expectation were not a stone pressing down, but a kite let into just the right breeze. The path to Ashbrook Bridge runs past a dark brown fence, the posts glazed with honey light from many summers. Lanterns along the fence spilling round puddles on the ground like tiny windows carved into the earth. Each pool you step through gets a name: calm, enough, aloud. And each word sounds like a pebble dropped into a wooden bowl. Ting, ting, ting. Ashbrook Bridge appears, its stones a smoky gray, the surface buffed as if someone had polished it with beeswax. You lay your hand on the parapet and feel the obedient cold, the particular chill of something that has learned to stand still through many seasons. Below, Silverwash River runs, the sound of the water round and even and soft, like a silver bobbin rolling in a craftsman's palm. Spray touches the piers in chains of wordless music, and you hear your heartbeat clearly slowing to match the evening's new beat, the beat of lanterns, bread, stone, warm water in your flask. At the far end, silk flags have already been hoisted, their corners brushing one another with a whisper as gentle as lovers saying, "See you tomorrow." On the bridge, two old men have paused to talk. "When Sage Aldren comes, the night of lanterns will glow one level brighter," says one. "The little ones will be up late," says the other. "That's all right. Once they've seen him, You pick up a berry and place it in your palm. Its dotted seeds look like tiny music marks, its plump body like an unwritten promise, its green stem curved like a question that has finally found its answer. You bite half of it, and the sweet, smooth taste immediately locks your worries the way a wooden latch slides perfectly into place. A sweetness that doesn't shove, calm and steady, spreading slowly into a warm ring in your chest. You hear the phrases, "Tomorrow I must," "Later I need to remember," soften in your mind, slipping back to the back row, covering themselves with a blanket made of strawberry scent and river wind. You bite the remaining half, letting your tongue record the smooth structure of the flesh, a softness with order, like the way tonight wants to teach you. Soft is not weak, soft is permission. The riverside breeze is cool in a clever way, pulling away excess heat wherever it finds it, bringing a drop of moisture to wherever it feels dry. The silver wash brushing past the rocks turns into a long thread, straightening the feelings inside you and tucking them neatly into place. On the far meadow, 2 or 3 late birds still swoop down toward dark insect dots, and then burst upward again, leaving parentheses-shaped marks on the sky shifting from cinnamon gold to peach pink and then to coal blue. The entire sky like a letter slowly lowering its voice line by line. You eat the second berry, slower, deliberately letting the tiny seeds tap your teeth with a slender crack. The scent of the second berry is different from the first, one layer sweeter, yet also deeper, as if the wicker basket knows how to arrange gentleness in the right order. You swallow, rest your hand on your stomach, and feel the familiar 3, 4, 5 rhythm rise to the surface. Inhale 3, cool. Hold 4, round. Exhale 5, soft. Each breath cleans a very thin strip of the day, like a damp cloth gliding across an old wooden table, leaving behind the smell of dry wood and the faint hum of the string ensemble from Lantern Square lingering in the breeze. The third berry you do not bite immediately. You lift it to eye level, watching the sunset settle into small gold flecks across its skin, beautiful like a tiny universe with suns about to set at the right moment. Then, when your teeth touch it, a small miracle happens. Not because the berry tastes better, but because the sky opens a private trick. A rainbow flashes up, very thin, very clear, running from left to right as though someone painted a confident brushstroke across the blue that hasn't fully darkened. You stop chewing, smile with your eyes, and your heart reclines into the soft chair named Perfect Timing. The second rainbow follows right after like a quiet repetition. The color bands do not overlap but travel side by side, neat, saturated just enough for your eyes to feel full without any glare. The wind turns slightly, the willows sway softly, and the scent of the berry you just ate suddenly grows a tone, a low E note harmonizing with the water. You recall the murmurs in the market, Sage Aldren tomorrow morning, and the feeling of a rumor shedding its shell, revealing the firm seed inside. The third rainbow arrives last, thinnest, gentlest, but enough to round the meaning. 3, the number of the ritual you learned. Inhale, hold, exhale. 3, the number of milestones. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. 3, the number of lanterns in the ceremony of Gleam Court. Remember little, trust lightly, use enough. And at that moment, you know for sure, this is Sage Aldren's private sign, like a message saying, I am near, see you tomorrow. Sent to hearts willing to go slow and willing to look up. You do not clap, nor leap up from excitement. You simply set the half-eaten berry down on a napkin, close your eyes for a beat, and let belief settle beneath your sternum like a warm pebble. Right, you whisper, not quite with your mouth. Right. and the word lies still, not dancing, not urging. Rumor has shed its skin into signal, and signal has ripened into quiet certainty. The sky, as the three rainbows fade, resembles a stage curtain lowering 2/3 of the way, leaving one part open for night to step in softly. Gold pulling back into orange, orange into violet, violet into deep blue. You sit still a while longer, hearing the grass brush lightly against your heel, hearing a wind chime from across the river strike once, then stop, hearing the water pull its drifting coins of light into slow-moving circles. And in that shifting hue, a star appears, Nyra, rimmed in violet blue, like a careful craftsman had stitched thread around a tiny lantern hanging in the sky. It doesn't flash loudly. It stands still for a very long time, like a guide light deliberately lit early, so those who come home late won't lose their way. You lift your head longer than usual to imprint Nyra inside, because you know tomorrow night, in another place, that glow will guide you. It does not demand attention, but rewards those who notice. You rest your hand on the fire talisman in your pocket, feeling it warm by 1 degree, just one, like a nod from the sage somewhere at the town's edge, perhaps in the low woods, perhaps on the fields, perhaps under a roof already warmed for the morning. You reopen the basket, choose the 3 smallest berries to save for tomorrow morning. This is a silent ritual, saving a bit of sweetness for the coming day, just like saving a bit of space on the bed for sleep. You close the lid and hear a soft click, the sound of the day gently locking itself into the basket. The river breeze softens another notch. The willows lower their hair like tucking a blanket over the grass, and Nyra's light is enough for you to see your way home without needing a lantern. At this point, the ASMR of the relaxation peak has completed its work. The strawberry coats your tongue like velvet. The riverside breeze aligns your spine along a soft path. The sky shifts into a gradient without a single snag. You exhale long, and in that breath, you hear your mantra drop into the night like a bean into a wooden bowl. It is safe to rest now. No one says it aloud. The phrase lights its own soft backlight, then dims, just like the 3 rainbows, appearing, announcing, withdrawing. You rise with a movement so slow that the wooden bench makes no creak. You smooth its surface in thanks, lower the pine weave cloak's hood a bit so the night comes closer, then lift your basket as lightly as lifting a speck of flame. Nyra above leads, silver wash beside accompanies. The willows behind send you off with strands of hair brushing together in a faint shh. You leave the Willowbend path and step onto the gravel road back to Ashbrook Bridge, each stone under your boot giving a soft note like a piano key pressed half strength. Not wanting to miss the morning meeting, you head home early, passing the tempting tavern where warm laughter still slips through the curtains. You remind yourself, tonight, sleeping early is a gift for the sage, a gift for myself. Then lengthen your stride a little, not rushing, just a longer, gentler step, so the lamp by your door will light itself in your eyes sooner. Behind you, Lantern Square is now only the occasional tapping of flags, the string ensemble fading into a thread, and the scent of still warm pastry following you, like a wish for sweet sleep. Crossing Ashbrook, the roadside lanterns blink with the wind, drawing rings of light on the wooden gates of the round houses. Nyra hangs higher, its violet blue deep into shade, as though signing its name onto this night. The night of 3 rainbows. You place that name in your mind, smile, and feel the warmth blooming in your palm. Perhaps from the talisman, perhaps from belief. It doesn't matter. What matters is your steps are light, shoulders dropped, eyes soft. and the door to your home approaches like a lullaby that knows exactly whom it is meant to find. Tonight, 3 small miracles have been painted across the sky. Nyra has lit its glow, the strawberries have locked your worries with gentle sweetness, and the river breeze has taken nothing except your fatigue. All that remains is to pull the blanket, lock the day, open the night, and set a promise with dawn. Sage Aldren, see you at Ashbrook Bridge, when the fog is thin and the strings have not yet fully woken. Dear friend of Lantern Vale, Hearth of Luminara sends an invitation to visit Luminara Vale on the 5th moon, when the north wind carries trails of powdery light through the cypress branches. Lord Ilarion hopes to meet you at the Portico of Songs at the hour of 2nd bell. We have heard of your quiet journey, of the way you breathe 3, 4, 5 to open the night's door, and wish to open one more for you in the hidden Fey Valley. Hearth of Luminara. You read slowly, each word linking to the next like resin being drawn into a thread, unbroken, unhurried. The valley's name, Luminara Vale, rests on your tongue like a peppermint lozenge melting very gradually, leaving a clean breeze running down your throat. Hearth of Luminara, the heart of Luminara's hearth. The name sounds warm, roofed, with smoke rising straight up into a winter sky. Suddenly, your burrow under the hill is in conversation with another, farther house, also a fireplace, also golden lamps, also night watchers who know how to hang soft lights for tired hearts. You place the letter into a small wooden frame beside the hourglass and keep the golden wax as a little talisman. Your fingertip runs along the wax edge, and the scent of bees and dried flowers curls up in a tiny wisp, short but enough for your scent memory to record. A new gate has opened. Outside the round window, the night wind peeks in once more. Cool, clear, smelling of freshly watered garden, of moss just soaked, of soil just resting. The coarse curtain sways, letting the moon paint a silver edge along the frame. You make a small round through the house like a pre-sleep ritual. The porch lamp is turned down 2 notches. The hanging lamp on the beam retreats into a pale honey glow. The reading lamp leaves a single golden puddle for letters. The round window crack stays open just a sliver so the night can keep breathing with you. The wooden tunnel hallway carries the voice of the fire in a low murmur, the walls absorbing some of the noise and leaving only rhythm, the rhythm of the house, the rhythm of the heart, the rhythm of the promise. You pour silver wash into a small wooden cup and take a sip, the coolness of the stream meeting the warmth of the cup's rim, the 2 temperatures touching and then falling asleep in your chest. Shoulders drop another fraction, forehead smooth, belly soft. Your body is remembering the sequence. You sit back in the armchair, placing the 2 letters to your right and the fireplace to your left, and listen for a while with no words. The fire eating into the wood, the clock hand ticking, tick. The wind scratching lightly at the glass edge, the house breathing softly. A quiet eagerness rises in you, not the kind that fidgets to run off at once, but the kind that offers a point of rest. You belong to a road that is opening, and tonight you are in the right place. You picture Ashbrook Bridge at dawn, mist still in little tatters, silver water faintly steaming. Sage Aldren by the stone marker, one hand in his coat, one hand resting on the lantern. Nyra faint above, and you standing beside, your breath already locked into 3, 4, 5, shoulders easy, heartbeat steady. Then you see a farther frame, Luminara Vale, the Portico of Songs, stone pillars carved with musical notes, the hearth of Luminara opening like the mouth of a hearth lifting its smoke. Lord Ilarion raising a hand in greeting, the fire behind him glowing 1 degree higher. You smile with your eyes, fold Sage's letter, and tuck it into the cover of a slim notebook titled Route, Cloverridge, Luminara, Iron Deep, Aurelia. You slide the hearth's envelope into the second compartment, Luminara. Close it with a soft click, a very small sound, yet your mind notes it. Stored, trusted. Your heartbeat returns to the home pattern. In, out, long, round, gentle. Now the lamp dimming ritual begins. You turn off the porch light, let the hanging lamp sink down to candle level, and leave the table lamp at its lowest setting, just enough to read 1 more line if you wish, though you don't need to. You shut the round window halfway, so the night air still enters by the crack, enough for the night's music to slip through like a thread, not enough for cold to intrude. The white horse rug under your feet feels warm like a small hemisphere of the world. You press your bare soles into the wool, sensing the spring of the fibers curving to your arches, your shins unconsciously settling into a more comfortable angle. The hallway lanterns dim another notch. You pass by the bedroom, the door round and small like a nest, where the sheets have been smoothed, the pillows full of air, and the heavier blanket lies ready with just enough weight to hold you. You open the bedside drawer, take Aldren's fire talisman, and place it in a tiny earthen dish beside the candle, the night's red point lying still like a core. You close your lids and then reopen them halfway to look around. The familiar objects standing in their proper places, the hill map with its leather cover cracked at the edges, the ceramic vase with a dried sage sprig, the framed engraving of Glen Court on the book spine's edge. All of them nod. It's all right now. Rest. Returning to the sitting room one last time, you stand before the fireplace. Your hand hovers over the embers, and you whisper, "It is safe to rest now." Not as some distant spell, but like a family phrase from one part of the house to another. The fire answers with a pleased crackle, the log settling inward by a hair, the ember raising its warmth by a degree, just enough for your quiet excitement to turn into a point of support instead of fidget. You pour the candle wax into a stone cup, blow so gently that the wick dies without smoke. The light in the house gathers into 2 places, the hearth and the table lamp. Everything else steps back into kind shadow. The night has already set anchors for you. The fireplace, warmth. The letters, the root. The round window, night air. The white horse rug, a place to plant your feet. The armchair, a place to drop your shoulders. You carry them lightly with you like taking a single note into the bedroom, switch off the remaining lamps, letting stimulation retreat step by choice. The wooden tunnel hallway is very quiet now. Each footstep is answered by the soft reply of the walls, like live ASMR. Wood, wind, fire, cloth, wax, paper. All close enough to notice, far enough to soothe. Before you slip under the covers, you pause at the threshold of sleep and shake hands with tomorrow in the gentlest way. Inhale 3, the scent of wood, wax, and night. Hold 4, Sage Aldren at the bridge's end, Lord Ilarion at the portico of songs. Exhale 5, putting yesterday in the bottom drawer, today into the hearth, tomorrow into your breast pocket like a letter already stamped. Done. That's all. The table lamp goes out. The hearth keeps its ember. The night door opens. The day door closes. You lie on your side, pillow cupping your neck, blanket holding your shoulders, the round window opened just a sliver so night sounds can pour in like a thin stream of music. The quiet eagerness fades into a steady bass layer, and right at the edge between waking and sleep, you hear the promise of the 2 letters braid together. Dawn at the bridge, dusk at the vale. You smile, lock in one more 3, 4, 5 breath, then slide smoothly into the still layer where sleep holds you the way a home holds its own, and the hearth keeps one red point burning until morning. Part 8. The Charm Pillow and the Music of Nyra's Star. The Ceiling of Sleep. You lower the lights, letting the house step back into a kind of velvet darkness, then gently push open the round bedroom door. It swings so softly it sounds more like a breath than a noise. And right in front of you is a 4-poster bed in honeyed oak, the posts carved with laurel reeds cradling a canopy thin as a cloud, the sheets pulled flat, the thick feather duvet folded into a warm white band, a charm pillow at the center holding a tiny dream talisman the size of an old coin, its face etched with a spiral of sound that Sage Aldren once said, "This is the lock of night. Once closed, bad dreams go around, good dreams stay." You rest your head on the charm pillow and feel a layer of warmth spread across your nape, not hot, not harsh, just that right temperature your body recognizes at once. The feather duvet edge draws up to your chest, the cloth brushing your skin with the faintest rustle like fresh snow, then falls quiet, leaving a softness you could measure by your breathing. Inhale and the blanket blooms. Exhale and the blanket hugs, forming an invisible pair of arms fitting perfectly around your ribs. At the head of the bed, a tiny oil lamp burns at its lowest, its flame like a firefly half asleep. You stretch out and snuff it, and the room slips into starlit darkness, a deep shade steeped with honey from the hearth's red core still glowing in the sitting room. You crack the round window open just a sliver, just enough for the night air to slip in as a fine strand carrying the scent of warm wood, sun-dried linen, and damp moss from the garden edge. Outside, the sky opens like the vaulted ceiling of a sanctuary, and Nyra, the violet blue-rimmed star, stands steady on the high horizon, trembling faintly like crystal gently touching crystal. You lie still, listening, and recognize that the music of the stars is not exactly sound, but order, a far-off pulse that is very steady, a thin chain of ding, 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 so delicate it is almost imagined, and yet every ding lands exactly when your chest opens, when your shoulders drop, when your belly softens, when your hands grow warmer under the blanket. Now comes the sealing ritual. You tuck the dream talisman snugly beneath the pillowcase, exactly where your 7th cervical vertebra meets the pillow, and silently name the 3 doors to be locked. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Each door closes with one lazy 3, 4, 5 breath. Inhale 3 through the nose, as gently as pulling a silver thread. Hold 4, long enough to hear Nyra's very faint like placing your hand on a perfectly still surface of water. Exhale 5 through the mouth, long and smooth, letting the day's crumbs fall into the blanket like dusting powder. The yesterday door shuts first. Unfinished sentences, a glance you did not return in time, a clumsy mistake, all folded into a thin sheet of paper and set on a memory shelf labeled, "Leave it there." Not heavy, not jagged. You whisper, like sticking a stamp on it. Enough. The today door shuts next. All the crossed out lists, the steps you walked, the cups of water you drank, whatever needs thanks, you thank. Whatever needs forgiveness, you forgive. Whatever has no name, you call it a small thing and let it drift into the silver wash calm still lingering in your palate. The tomorrow door closes last. The dawn meeting at Ashbrook Bridge, the portico of songs in Luminara. You don't lock it, you just slide the bolt in lightly, so tomorrow can open it easily. The key you drop under the pillow, the dream talisman will keep it. The feathers of the duvet brushing your skin make a soft ASMR like fine rain scattering over a roof. Hush, hush, hush. The sheets breathe the scent of sage soap, clean without being sharp. The pillow cradles your neck at just the right curve so your mind lifts its feet from the work garage. Your knees find each other under the blanket like two round stones long placed side by side, warming because they share the same story. We're home. At the edge of awareness, you invite your body to remember in a soft language. Forehead warm. Imagine an amber ribbon gliding across, wrinkles dissolving like salt in warm water. Shoulders dropped. Two little stones of must, should, need, sinking to the bottom of the blanket, resting like chestnuts in the coals. Chest open, a tiny window swinging wide so the stars' music can pass through, touching your lungs like a bow drawn slowly across strings. Belly soft, making a separate pillow for your breath to sit on, without judgment. Hands and feet warming. By the time you count to 5, your fingertips have stopped feeling cold. By 10, your feet have turned into summer versions of themselves. You don't need to be perfect. The ritual is not an exam. It's the cord that draws the curtain. If a thought flashes, there's that email, that schedule, that plan. You name it, a sticky note, and put it into a wooden box on your imagined shelf, closing the lid with a 5-count breath. If some emotion still shimmers like an ember that hasn't gone out, you give it a seat at the edge of the bed, tuck a corner of the blanket around it, and say, "We'll talk after we sleep." Funny thing, once given a place, emotions don't fight for the chair. Outside, Nyra trembles very softly. Inside, the dream talisman emits a tiny warmth invisible to your eyes, felt only as calm spreading beneath everything. Between those two signals, you lie like an instrument being tuned, and the night is the patient luthier. You suddenly understand why Aldren told you to breathe 3, hold 4, exhale 5, before stepping onto the bridge. The breath is the key. The bridge is the door. The star is the score. Turn the key the right way, and the door opens itself. The music comes in on its own. Now, read silently, as if engraving a sentence on the inner surface of your blanket. You are safe. You are warm. You are free. Once more, slower. You are safe. Shoulders fall. You are warm. Chest opens. You are free. And the third time, without words at all, only rhythm. In, hold, out. With each breath, you can hear the star's music more clearly, not because the star sings louder, but because the noises inside have quieted. The voice of demands, the voice of judgment, the voice of comparison, they all step back into the second row and sit down. The feathers under your chin slide along, cool then warm, warm then velvety, a circle of comfort. The bed frame starts to feel like a 4-masted boat, anchored in the night's bay, cloud canopy for sails, blanket for water, charm pillow for the prow lantern. This is the small climax, the final permission. You place your right hand over your heart, your left hand over your belly, and say aloud in a very small voice, or just think it if you are already close to sleep, I give myself permission to let go of what is left. That sentence opens a secondary lock you haven't touched all day, the one at the back of your neck, where a tiny tension still holds on. The one in your cheeks, where your smile keeps its polite posture. The one over your knuckles, where your tasks stay clenched. The one in your soles, where your habit of being ready to run lives. Each lock pops open with a soundless click you almost hear, but cannot catch, and don't need to. Through the round window, the music of the stars threads in on the path of the breeze, a thin band of sound stretched like silk across the room, and where it meets your cheek, it turns into a cool mist. You chuckle inwardly as you realize you are falling asleep right as you listen, like reading a beloved letter and drifting into a dream halfway through the 10th word. The charm pillow touching your nape says, "It is safe." The blanket around your shoulders says, "It is warm." The round window opened a sliver says, "You are free." If, at some moment, you jolt awake because of a stubborn thought, don't resist. Name it. For example, the plan, missing someone, the housework. Then set it on the earthen dish beside the talisman. The dream charm will keep watch. You breathe one lazy 3, 4, 5. Nyra nods once, very faintly, and that knot of tension dissolves like hot smoke meeting cold air. From here, the narrative voice, if it remains, will recede to a whisper, like coals buried under the hearth's ash, and the images, if they remain, will blur like patterns on a cloud curtain. Lantern Square shrinking into a single golden dot, Ashbrook Bridge curving into one ink stroke, the Willowbend bench turning into a pencil mark, prism berries becoming only a violet scent on your fingertips. It is just enough for your body memory to nod, right home. You tap the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, a small ceremonial touch. Then let your tongue drop. Your jaw clicks open a fraction. Your chin settles into the pillow. Your eyelids lock with a gesture as thin as folding a letter. In that small chamber between waking and sleep, you sign one last word on the inside of the night, the word enough, and hear the night sign your name beside it. You are safe. You are warm. You are free. Once more, very softly, like a dust mote of starlight landing on your pillow. You are safe. You are warm. You are free. Now the music of Nyra's star will keep the beat. The dream talisman will stand guard. The feather duvet will hold you. The oak bed will support you. And the night, gentle as a grandmother, will pull you across a threshold thin as a strand of hair. The rest needs no words. And when every line of text has lain down, when your eyes are locked from within, when your breathing fits perfectly to the star's rhythm, the story will give way to the quiet repeat, a low-volume replay that walks with you like a handrail along a friendly dark stairway, so every deeper step is safe, warm, and free. Quiet repeat, the low-volume replay line. The voice drops 1 or 2 levels, like someone closing a window partway, like a fire pulling back into a core of embers. Every scene you just passed will come back, thinner, slower, only the outlines remaining, just enough to recognize, then they fade. You don't have to chase them, just breathe. The night will do the rest. Cloverridge at dusk. Silver meadows soft as a sleeping wave's back. Lantern Square's lights cast a quiet honey layer, the scent of baking passing by like a small greeting. From afar, the string ensemble draws out its notes, one, then one, unhurried. You stand at the slope's edge, cloak around your shoulders dropped by half a finger's breadth. The sky changes color like silk being slowly turned. You nod very slightly, like signing your name on the evening. You are safe. Ashbrook Bridge. The arch of the bridge a gentle ink stroke. Under its spine, the silver wash flows by with an unwearied whisper. You step across planks cut from trees that know how to sleep in the right season. Each step a comma, not a full stop. Lantern, fire, star, river. 4 threads woven into a thin blanket over your chest. Inhale, exhale. You are safe. Willowbend. The old wooden bench, its grain like palm lines that have mastered patience. The basket opens, strawberries resting in quiet red. You bite one, sweetness rolling round, your teeth brushing the scent of old sunlight. Your tongue records the word, smooth. Your throat records the word, warm. No one has to compete. The wind from the river passes your nape, not cold, just reminding you, tonight there is nothing that must be fast. Every worry closes its eyes. You are warm. In the sky, 3 rainbows. Not loud, not showy. 1, then 2, then 3. Like 3 signatures of Aldren on the late setting sun. I am near. See you tomorrow. The colors slide from right to left, as if a painter were sketching in the mist. You don't count, you only watch. And when the last hue melts into violet, your heart has one more chair, enough for hope to sit in silence without demanding speech. You are free. The lantern and lute. The inn breathes out the sound of glasses touching. Clink. The sound of laughter, round, the song, long. You look, you half smile, then walk straight on. You do not resist joy, you simply save it. Gentle discipline is how the heart is supported, not forced. Your steps grow lighter, the road home shortens like a rope being neatly coiled. Safety knows your name. It is safe to rest now. The curve in the road, the gate light, the golden glow waits, never asking where you have been. A brown picket fence circles the garden like an old arm shielding a child from the wind. You open the gate, the hinge silent. The night, too, has learned to be gentle. On the porch, a late leaf falls like the sky saying, "Mm-hmm." Your hand touches the door handle, warm. Fern Hollow Burrow. The house under the hill opens as though answering, "Come in." The wooden tunnel hallway gives the day's tired footsteps a place to rest. The hearth is already lit, the fire at a volume you hear more than see. The wood exhales the sweet scent of an old tree. The green rug with white horses lies in the middle of the room like a slice of memory from the east. The round door is cracked just enough to let a strip of clean air through. Everything is just enough, not a drop too much. You are safe. You are warm. The writing table. Golden wax seals the stamp. Your name sits on the first line. Lord Alarian's slanting script like moonlight pouring over wood grain. The invitation. Luminara Vale, the next episode's destination. Beneath it, Aldren's brief hand. Dawn, Ashbrook Bridge, go. 2 lines, 2 worlds. But tonight, both rest quietly on the table. You don't open anything else. You drink a mouthful of water. Your shoulders drop another notch. The spiral staircase. Each wooden step accepts your weight like accepting a secret given to the right person. The bedroom waits. Charm pillow in the center of the 4-poster bed, the feather duvet puffed like a cloud at just the right height. You blow out the light. The darkness shifts from deep to warm. The charm pillow. The old coin tucked beneath the case, its face carved with a gentle spiral. You lay your nape down, hearing a tiny, soft, not with the ear, but with the nerves. The round window is cracked just one sliver, enough for star music to come in, not enough for the wind to chill you. Nyra sits high above, its violet blue edge as thin as thread. Every time you exhale, the star trembles once. Each time the star trembles, your belly softens. Each time your belly softens, your eyes grow heavier. You are free. Now we replay everything in slow motion, as if walking through a gallery, each painting holding you for half a beat, then letting you drift on. Lantern Square. Lanterns, gold, bread, sweet, people growing quieter. Ashbrook Bridge, planks, soft, river, whispering, hands, warm. Willowbend, bench, wood, berries, smooth, neck, cool. 3 rainbows, colors, light, sky, quiet, heart, trusting. The lantern and lute, sound drawn back, steps straight, heart light. Fern hollow, fire purring, wood fragrant, rug soft. Luminara letter, wax gold, ink bold, meeting tomorrow. Charm pillow and Nyra, blanket embracing, star shivering, sleep arriving. Between each picture I scatter 4 thin words, not enough to wake you, just enough to hold you. You are safe. You are warm. You are free. It is safe to rest now. If a stray thought steps into the frame, it will be greeted in turn by lantern, fire, star, river. The lantern leads it to a seat. The fire brings it a warm cup. The star shifts by a few inches to ease your breath. The river tugs lightly at its hem and says, "Leave it for tomorrow." The tempo slows. Sentences shorten, spaces stretch. You hear yourself breathing, a silver thread passing through a loom. Heart and hearth nod in turn. The charm pillow reminds your neck to release. The blanket remembers the pattern, hold, expand, hold. The tiny muscles around your eyes gather into peace. We take a shortened 10-step stair, only brushing the rail. 10. Cloverridge, lanterns. 9. Ashbrook Bridge, soft planks. 8. Willowbend, smooth berries. 7. Rainbows, promise marks. 6. The inn, choosing to walk on. 5. Gatelight, home reached. 4. Hearth, hearing warmth. 3. Luminara letter, set down. 2. Charm pillow, gentle lock. 1. Nyra, keeping time. On the 1 step, I stitch the suggestion along the blanket's edge, each stitch tiny. It is safe to rest now. It is safe to rest now. It is safe to rest now. The night's volume drops 1 notch. The string ensemble is now only a distant line at the horizon. The river's sound moves entirely into the pulse at your wrist. The fire becomes the house's second breathing. You no longer need to hold the story. The story holds you. 1 more loop, thin as smoke. Cloverridge, the honey light drawing in. Bridge, the ink arch over the river's shadow. Bench, the warm wooden surface backed by memory. Berries, the sweetness still at the tongue's tip. Colors, the 3 bands falling slowly, then gone. In, the song slipping behind the door. Home, the scene of wood, woo and clean. Letter, the wax cooling, the words at rest. Pillow, the warm coin under your nape. Star, a single point, enough to guide. 4 motifs string together like smooth beads. Lantern, gold. Fire, soft red. Star, violet blue. River, silver. They circle you, each quieter than the last, until only a line of light remains thin as a newborn's hair, until your ankles stop bracing to step, until your forehead is as flat as a windless lake. If, at the rim of sleep, you stir, this too is gentle. Pull the blanket up by 1 finger's width. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth and whisper once. You are safe. You are warm. You are free. That is enough for the hallway of paintings to blur, for the bedroom door to close on oiled hinges. Now, fade out. The background music keeps only its lowest layer, a warm drone like the sound of earth. Above it, 2 or 3 slow string notes like watch lanterns. Far away, a single star chime falling in the pattern you already know. My voice draws back like the last watchman dimming the corridor lights, leaving 1 small lamp outside your door. The night takes over. The hearth stands guard. Nyra keeps the rhythm. Silverwash hums under the ground. The house under the hill slips into dream mode. You go down 1 step, then another, then stop counting. It is safe to rest now. 10. Closing music. The sound that keeps the dream door. When the telling has closed its hand gently, we do not switch the night off. We simply step back, leaving a sound small and steady like a lantern set on the porch, neither inviting nor urging, just watching over the dream door. From here, everything that remains is soft background music, with a narrow range like a riverbank on a still night. Low compression, so your breath can still see its own space and rise and fall at ease. No crescendos, no bursts. Only a smooth surface of water, so that Nyra's star can see itself reflected as tiny silver dots, and then let them fade. In the farthest layer, a melodic line thin as very distant rain. You will not hear individual drops, only the pleasant evenness of a light sprinkle on a bed of leaves. No sudden changes, no sharp accents, just persistence like a good friend sitting beside your armchair, saying nothing. Closer in, the sound of the fire breathing, occasionally ticking 1 tiny spark, not to mark time, but to remind your heart. There is another rhythm keeping watch with you, going slow with you. These 2 layers rest on top of each other with humility. Distant rain as the bed, warm fire as the pulse, and the space between them is where your eyelids will slowly close. From this moment, every change moves by a soft ritual, the volume sliding down along a very long slope, gentle enough that the brain doesn't have to adjust, gentle enough that the muscles don't have to catch up. No new instruments enter, no unfamiliar timbres push forward. We keep exactly the palette this episode has already taught. The golden of fire, the violet blue of Nyra, the silver of river, and a little floating honey from Lantern Square. Each color is an overtone, not a note. You don't hear them, you sense them, the way you sense the smell of clean wood in the house under the hill. If at this point you are still awake by 1 thread, just 1, I invite you to do 3 very small things and let the night handle the rest. Tap follow so the next episodes can find you whenever the night needs them. Tap like as if placing 1 more dry log into the hearth. The fire will be warmer for all who arrive after you. Share this with someone tossing and turning tonight, sending them a small water skin from Silverwash, a lantern from Cloverridge, a Nyra star note to hang at their window. And if your eyelids have already grown heavy, let the night settle every unfinished task. Lists will fold themselves into tomorrow's drawer. Questions will find their own chair, and sleep, like a gentle guest, will step in once the table has been cleared. Structurally, the closing track keeps a narrow range. No sudden heights, no abrupt silences, only small oscillations like the wing beats of a firefly. Low compression so each of your breaths still owns its own room. The quiet sounds remain quiet, the louder ones never too loud. Here, your body receives a message through hearing. Nothing dangerous is coming. We let the fade-out stretch long, like a row of oil lamps lining an alley to its very end. Wherever you walk, the light walks with you, and no one has to cross an unexpected dark patch. In the last 30 seconds, absolutely no new effects are added. No extra chimes, no chord changes, no fresh layer of rain. Everything stays exactly where it is, like familiar objects in a room that is slowly darkening. The chair by the window, the frame on the wall, the water cup on the table. Clear enough to recognize, not demanding touch. Only the floor of sound remains, like the earth's quiet breath. The hearth's rhythm stays even, and a single melodic line runs straight, like Silverwash's silver thread. To mark the page for the whole series, a motif your body will recognize as a path back to calm with just one hearing, we keep a single chord that drops very softly at the end, not ringing long, not sharp, like a smooth pebble placed in a wooden bowl. Enough. This chord is always the same in each episode, falling at the same height, at the same moment after the voice has withdrawn. It doesn't call, it doesn't say goodbye, it performs one action. It records. Next time, when that chord sounds, your back will lower on its own, your shoulders will fall, your belly will soften. Your body's memory will move 3 beats ahead of your thoughts, guiding you into the quiet zone faster. And now, I draw my voice back one more notch, leaving it only like a handrail along the hall. If you are still listening, let it be the velvet runner under your feet. If you have already drifted, the velvet will stay until the slope ends. Distant rain keeps stitching its steady underlay. The fire keeps its warmth like a well-behaved heart. The window closes to a single sliver so that Nyra can slip through just enough. There is nothing left to do. There is nothing left to hold. You are safe. You are warm. You are free. And when the page-marking chord drops, soft, round, gentle, let it place a tiny full stop at the end of your day. The rest, the night will sign.